So I decided to get a little bit more personal and talk about this because I'm not the only person going through this. I actually do follow quite a few people, you know, on their TTC journey. You know, if I had $1 for every time someone goes,
girl, when you gonna get pregnant? When are you guys gonna have a baby? Y'all still not pregnant?
Even if you do become pregnant, sometimes the reality is you still have to keep it hush-hush because you don't want to say, oh yeah, I'm pregnant, I'm gonna tell the world, and then something happens, which is also the reality of it. So I'm going to talk to you about where I am in my journey. My thing is, I've had an annual exam on my period before. It's not the greatest thing, but you have to do what you have to do. And in the past, I never really had this problem until about 7 or 8 years ago. In the past, I've just had doctors say, take this birth control, it'll regulate your period. Take this birth control. It's always been birth control. I personally don't care for birth control. I don't want you to throw a band-aid at my problem without telling me how I got the problem, which has always been my issue. And I also have doctors who have said, well, you're too young to worry about pregnancy. Just get on birth control, it'll regulate your period, you'll be fine. I hate that. I've even had my doctor last year. As a woman, you would think another woman would be more understanding of how you feel. And I remember I literally went to my doctor's appointment last year. This was in March. And me and my husband went together. And he came in the room after she did my annual. She actually did my annual while I was on my period. Okay, so this is my 3rd time doing this. And I remember me and my husband were telling her, you know, we don't want birth control. Can you just tell us what is causing this? Because I can go months without a cycle, and then when I do get my cycle, it's a never-ending cycle. And she's like, oh, well, just take some birth control to regulate it. And we literally sat there and was like, you're not listening. We don't want to get on birth control. We want to figure out what's going on. Can you give us an ultrasound? And she said, because my lab work came back normal and my PAPs came back normal, they would not give me an ultrasound. And if I wanted to get an ultrasound, I would have to pay the full cost of the ultrasound because they're not recommending it. Oh, and then she proceeded to tell me if I would like to, she has a friend who works in a fertility office. Here's his card. She just conveniently just handed me a card right out of her pocket. I don't play that shit. To the point where I'm having to beg you, like, something is not right with me. Let's figure out what's going on. And your main thing is to throw out whatever, birth control, and just say, take this to make it stop. Okay, let's find out together, why is it even happening in the first place? Because prior, I was too young to even consider babies. They didn't want to do anything about it, birth control. Now, like 3 or 4 years down the line, you're telling me birth control still? Like, come on, seriously? So I came to the conclusion I'd rather see a male doctor, not even your typical regular male doctor. I rather would see an older male doctor who believes that a woman's place is to have babies, you know, barefoot in the kitchen, pregnant. Sometimes it gets to the point where that is where you need to look, just because they'll put in the effort to try and figure out why you can't have babies. And that is what I ended up doing. So my doctor's appointment today, I get there, you know, the nurse is sweet, my blood pressure is fine. And in the past, my blood pressure has always been fine, my thyroid, fine, everything is fine, PAPs, normal, blood work, normal. So now my doctor is working on, I have to do some blood work tomorrow. So now he's going to work on giving me, not Clomid, it's something else, but he said that I have to take it for 10 days. I didn't get the name of it. I have to take it for 10 days and I'll have the hardest period I've ever had in my life. So I am mentally getting prepared for this, because after he gives me this pill and I have my hard period, then I have to start tracking my ovulation because he's going to give me fertility pills. So I'm willing to see what's going on, what's going to happen. It's going to be a journey. And I just felt as if though I wanted to come on here and kind of talk about it, because a lot of times people are very insensitive to the fact that some people can't have kids, at least not without some form of help. I have tried and failed miserably at taking Geritol. There is an old wives' tale that there's a baby at the end of every bottle. This shit nasty. It's nasty. The pill form is nasty. The liquid form is nasty. The shit is nasty. Also, I have tried timing my cycles. I've downloaded every app possible. It hasn't worked. It does take a toll on me because, you know, nothing hurts more than thinking that it's gonna be a plus and it's negative. So it's, you know, a work in progress. I'm not going to be discouraged. I just figured I would come on here and talk about it. It helps to talk about it, especially when you can go online and look for information and there's other people open enough to share their journey. Not every journey will be the same. So, you know, it helps to talk about it, you know, not just for myself, but somebody out there may be going through the same things I'm going through. So I just wanted to come on here. That is the beginning of my, so this is the very beginning of my TTC story that I'm gonna share with you all. And if you have any questions or comment, be nice or get blocked, feel free to leave them down below. If you are, you know, more so on the discreet side, feel free to email me any questions that you may have. I'm trying to, you know, be open about this. It's difficult, but I'm sure as time goes on, things will get easier. So, thanks for watching.